What's going on, guys? It's Jeff for MadHattersReef.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at weekly maintenance for your protein skimmer. Alright guys, if this is your first time being here, this is where I talk about everything saltwater aquarium related. So if you love saltwater aquariums like I do, hit the subscribe button. Alright guys, let's jump right into it. So I run a biopellet reactor, so it's really important that I have a high quality protein skimmer. So I have the Aquamaxx ConeS Q3. And I have a review on this protein skimmer, so if you want to check that out, there's going to be a link in the description below. So in this video, we're going to be talking about weekly maintenance. In a video down the road, I'll be doing a more in-depth, detailed cleaning of a protein skimmer, so keep your eyes open for that. So one of the biggest things that I have to deal with is my stand being as short as it is, and that kind of creates a bottleneck for me sometimes, especially when I'm removing the collection cup from the protein skimmer. Now, you see me using a sponge here, and that sponge is for strictly aquarium use only. And I predominantly use it just for my protein skimmer. I don't use it for anywhere else in the aquarium.
All I do is adore you all of the time. I like to I like to I like to love you every day. I like to love you, love you. I like to love you, if I may.
Alright guys, so I'm not real picky about cleaning my protein skimmer in the sink. I know some people might have a problem with that, especially with the utilization of tap water. It's a collection cup. It's not really something that's coming in contact with something that is repetitively hitting the water column in the aquarium, so tap water for me works just fine. And when I'm scrubbing the collection cup, really all I'm going for is just removal of any scum that's on the collection cup to avoid buildup of the scum as well as salt creep and that stuff, to make sure that the protein skimmer continues to operate properly. It also gives you an opportunity to see how well the piece of equipment is operating, making sure that it is set up properly, pulling skimmate from the aquarium. And I can't stress enough, if you are using a biopellet reactor, that weekly maintenance is very, very important, because the stuff that it's going to be pulling out of the water is pretty nasty. And there's been once or twice where I haven't got to the weekly maintenance of the protein skimmer with running biopellets, and it was very noticeable in the water quality and the impact on the tank. So if you are going to run biopellets, you need to stay on top of your protein skimmer, as well as have a protein skimmer that can handle the bioload of the tank, as well as keep the biopellet reactor junk in check. And once you have it cleaned up and put back in place, turn it back on, and usually it'll be right where it needs to be. You don't have to try to retune the protein skimmer, but sometimes you do have to make adjustments to get it back to where you want it. And what that's referred to as is tuning the protein skimmer. And usually when I'm tuning a protein skimmer, I'm looking for the micro bubbles to just rise to the bottom of the collection cup. And that's really the sweet spot for this protein skimmer, which I have found. I think eventually I'll do a video on how to tune a protein skimmer, just because anytime that I've gotten a new skimmer, there's usually a learning curve involved with finding that sweet spot where you're going to get that best performance from your protein skimmer, especially when it's new and it needs to break in and that kind of stuff. So I think eventually I'll do a video on that subject. Here's a very shaky shot of the neck of the protein skimmer, and this is almost where I want it. You can still see some larger bubbles floating around in the neck, and right about here, that's about where I want it without the larger bubbles. It almost looks like a solid piece of plastic right there. That's about perfect for my protein skimmer. And here's another shot where you see the larger bubbles forming just above the collection cup, and that's really, for this protein skimmer on the depth of my sump, this is exactly what I'm looking for. And it'll take a little bit for the protein skimmer to kick back in and start collecting skimmate again. But in a nutshell, this is how I clean my protein skimmer. If you guys have any questions or suggestions for improvement, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to Mad Hatter's Reef, please hit the subscribe button. And lastly, if you haven't checked out my book, there is a link in the description below. I'll see you guys next time right here with a brand new video.
Okay.